Hey kids, or actually not kids. Hello adults and people. We're gonna talk about why we are all slaves to dopamine, and I think that this is all we're why. This is all why we are in this world, for dopamine. That's all why we're here for, to get as much dopamine as possible, and then just finish the world, because something that I just I've been realizing this for a while, to be fair, but we just need dopamine to survive. An average person, think about some random person in Japan, for example, or China or whatever. Just just work, sleep, work, sleep, work, sleep, work, sleep. No wonder why they're depressed, right? No wonder why they're depressed. Yeah, maybe once in a while they go drink some alcohol and stuff like that. That is why they haven't like off themselves yet. It's because they could drink the alcohol. Alcohol gives you dopamine, right? Yeah, the guy outside my window agrees. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. That no matter if it's positive dopamine or negative dopamine, for me currently, to be honest, in the past year, it's all been negative dopamine, in the sense that just some alcohol, some Coca-Cola shenanigans, all of that is all negative dopamine, because I don't know why it's called negative dopamine, because in my eyes, it's all pretty good stuff, Without that, I don't really have a pretty. Without that, I don't have anything to look forward to in my day or whatever. But that's what I need, I guess. And this is one of those like really drunk and just half awake videos I'm gonna post, because there's nothing consistent about the channel I'm posting in. But the only thing consistent is that there's always gonna be some random drunk ass post about me that I'm gonna post once and I never remember about, because I don't even want to look at this the next morning. I work the next morning, so I am not opening this video. I'm just gonna be like, okay, I posted something, I just call it a day. At least my identity is not gonna be enclosed, so the people at my work isn't gonna find out about it. So I'm all chill. But I just think that in the world you're born and you live, it's all about the dopamine that you consume. If you don't have a world of dopamine, what's the point of living at this point? Just to fucking experience the shitty ass life you have and then die. I mean, there's the positive dopamine side, such as, I don't know what positive dopamine is. Having a loving family. That's pretty positive dopamine, I guess. But that's so temperamental, in my opinion, in the sense that you have a good family, but that becomes your norm, right? That becomes your standard. So you don't feel the dopamine anymore after a certain period of time. It's kind of like those spoiled kids. If you grew up with like a loving family, like your mom and dad loves you and all that, that just becomes the norm to you. And you wouldn't think, oh my god, I'm so happy because I have such a loving family. You just think, this is normal. This is just how it is, right? This is how it is. And it's the same for everything in the positive dopamine side of things. If I have a loving girlfriend, same thing. It's normal. I should have a loving girlfriend and all that. The negative dopamine side of things, though, it's basically artificial dopamine, right? For example, if I drink some alcohol and some and then do some other stuff, that's like artificial. It's like I'm usually here and then boom, it's like a spike up. That's pretty good. Although it's negative in the sense that like it's not good for your body, but I don't know. It's not good for your body, but the sensation of that, though. I mean, alcohol is like the low tier negative dopamine. There's obviously the higher tier of shenanigans that shall not be disclosed, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Kind of dopamine. I'm not saying that you should just leave your house tomorrow morning and then immediately go and inject yourself with some lethal ass substances, but what I am saying is this is what we live for. If you don't have any of these sources of dopamine, what is the purpose of existing almost? Maybe I'm looking at a very negative sense, but I just think as a person that in the past, how many years have I lived? I've lived for like maybe 24 years, I think, of my life. I just don't think I have a purpose of living. Not that it's a bad thing. Not that it's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. I think me being born in this world, I shouldn't just automatically have a purpose of being in this world. Maybe one of the purposes is to make a shit ton of money so that I could retire and not do this stupid ass job that I'm doing right now. Maybe that's one of the purposes of me to live, and then discover that. I hate when people say, I gotta discover myself. Fuck off, you're gonna discover yourself. You're gonna discover you're a boring piece of shit. That's what you're gonna discover about. I've had 24 years to discover myself, and I've discovered that I'm just some meaningless, average guy. Not that there's anything wrong with it, as I've said probably like 10 times already in this video. Nothing wrong being an average guy, but one of the things you have to accept is that every day just feels really like bland. I'm chilling on a Saturday night, just flipping, drinking and smoking and sniffing stuff. And it gets to the point where you're like, yeah, this is going to be the life. Maybe things will get better in the future, but I hate thinking positively about the future. You always should think negatively about the future. You always should be like, the future is going to get a lot worse. Because the worst thing I think a person can do is think, oh, my environment is what's holding me back. When the environment gets better, or where things get better, I will then be able to have a good life. That's bullshit. All that is bullshit. If you ever have that mindset, just stop that mindset, I guess, because the environment isn't doing shit to you, buddy. If you like, it's not about the environment. It's always about your mindset. Even if you are some rich bloke with £1 million in your bank account, and if you're a little piece of shit that just does nothing but drink alcohol, you're still going to be that piece of shit that drinks alcohol every day, no matter if you have that £1 million in your bloody bank account. That's what I think. What was that? What was the point I'm getting to? The point I'm getting to is you should always think negatively about the future, in the sense that I think maybe tomorrow some bombshell's going to drop on my head, and like some random really terrific bad event is going to happen to me, and I should be prepared for it. I should be saying, the shit that I'm experiencing right now is nothing compared to what I'll experience tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be significantly worse than today. And if you have that kind of mindset, I guess today won't be as worse as, I don't know what point I'm trying to make, but I do think that being a pessimist is a lot better than being an optimist, because I forgot what point I'm trying to make, but I really do think being a pessimist really is the way to go, because I don't know why. Maybe I'm just born a pessimist. Maybe the wobbling shenanigans I've been spewing out for the past, how many minutes have I recorded this? 9 minutes. I've been spewing nonsense for 9 minutes. Yeah, maybe it's time to wrap up the video, but what was the point of the video I'm trying to make? Flipping hell, I cannot remember anything. Time to just drink more alcohol and just cry myself to sleep.